let's jump in. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone is well. So first things first, drop in the chat, say hello. If you've got anything we need to look at today, drop in. We are, so just on the multiverse chart at the minute, as always, we're going to concentrate on BTC today, okay? We're going to concentrate on Bitcoin because your alts ain't going to do much unless the big boy says they can. So let's concentrate on Bitcoin. There might be some advantage to some alt trading over the next 24 hours. So we will, we'll go over a couple of levels, and that's why I've just got the multiverse open at the minute, obviously, is because I'm seeing some levels on ETH that you can potentially play if we get any bounces, okay? Sol down here, have to say, like I mentioned on the video earlier, Sol, absolutely brilliant trading from Sol. Really good order flow. And I'm just watching Sue as well. I don't know why it's not there. There it is. Yeah, Sue hitting some supply as well. So great short trades all round. It does have to be said, doesn't it? Okay, so just want to point those levels out really quickly in case we have a little US session dip into demand and then a volley back up that can certainly be day traded, scalped and played. 125 on Sol, 2k on ETH, but your nearest level on BTC, and it's not even particularly a big level, 80k. All right, I would rather rip the band-aid off and come much lower. But let's dive into some order flow volume. We'll have a look at everything today on Bitcoin because I think we've got time. Really, I think you need to concentrate on the perps chart because they've been absolute savages in the order flow, haven't they? Yesterday was absolutely key. I hope everyone joined DK on the Discord live session yesterday, as we're still just teetering up at that level and dropped nicely to hit some volatility as DK was on the live session yesterday, okay? But the perps chart, absolutely no mercy. And, if you've been trading with this console for any amount of time, it has to be said that it's very rare you get this on the sell side, okay? Very rare from Binance Perps on the sell side. Absolute bear mauling, wasn't it, yesterday? I would have liked, as always, it's what you'd like and then what you've got, what you are presented with, and sometimes you just have to get in and take the trade. To be honest, I would have liked a little bit higher. I was saying that earlier on in the day yesterday, dropped in the Discord chat and said, I don't think we're going to get it. This selling is so aggressive, okay? And here we are. They even dropped the offers down, okay, a little bit later on. So a couple of hours into the US session, dropped the orders down, okay, in the hope of a bounce and then fill. That would have been nice as well, but absolutely relentless, wasn't it? And then even towards the back end of the US session yesterday, they even capped price there and said, nope, no further. Bounce up into the Asian session there and down again. Absolutely savage. So I think we can all see where we have come from. Okay, so let's have a look at what's next. And yeah, I mean, you all know me. I'll trade this either way, I kind of don't give a fuck which way price is going. I just enjoy the price action, enjoy trading whichever way we flow. Last week was good for longs, obviously. A lot of the guys got in longs. Right here, right now, I don't like to say, oh, it's not looking good, bruv, but it isn't. And the reason I'm saying that is because, yes, there's bid coming in, but it's quite a bit lower. If ever you're looking at it like this, right, and you say to yourself, oh, yeah, this looks good, okay, you've got to ask yourself, okay, what distance from price is that demand then, okay? Yes, you can have little bounces here and now, you're getting this volatility right here, right now, but what you've got to ask yourself is, whereabouts is that bid, okay? Just look at your widget here, yeah? Your nearest decent bid, you've got a 25 ratio there, 2.5 to 5% away. The main bid here is all 5 to 10% away, and then maybe further as well, okay? So a little bit of volatility here, but for me, really, you need to come down still a little bit further. This is just, if you looking at this price action right here, right now, it's just US session volatility, okay? Volumes come in, people start to take positions in, maybe they're taking a bit of profit on short, so you get this little volatility kick here, okay? But look, here we are, your nearest levels, that's what I want to go through with you. All right, Bob, Oh, I ain't said hello to everyone. How rude. How rude. Sin's in, FMC's in, Victor Max, Vadim Max, and Bob Trotter. Yep, everybody jump in. As I say, we're going to concentrate on Bitcoin today. So if you do have any questions regarding the console, now is the time to do it, because I'm not particularly going to go over all the alts today. To be honest, I think we'll have a look at some of the main coins, okay, but I'm not going to go over all the alts today. Okay, so main levels, perps, okay, so we do have some bid here, slight bid coming in. This could give us a little kick up, but your main levels down here at 76 on perpetuals. Let's go to spot and see what spot I've got. So your nearest level there on spot, okay, 80k, and it's not a massive level, to be honest, okay. And here we are, we're just sat under the monthly open, still quite a fresh month, isn't it? We're on the, what is it, the 4th today, 4th of March, running on the 4th today. So you're stuck under the monthly open there, okay? And there's our rejection from that old range area. If you're unfamiliar with that, just go watch the video that I put out earlier. That was our rejection from the old range area in this big supply zone, okay? So, you know, even if, this is why I kind of like this template really, okay, top levels, overlays, shows me the bid ask, the supply, the demand, but I do like this aggregation down here as well, just as a little bit of overall guidance to what is going on in the market, okay. Overall, you are in supply, zoom in, okay, who's doing what then? And that's the way to use these templates, I would say, okay. I like this one for, you know, overall, gives you an overall kind of bias, okay. You're up here, right, okay, well, spot, they've got a spot level there at 95. It doesn't seem to be much aggressive selling right here. Then you go to your widget and say, okay, so who else is selling up here, right? And then you flick through the exchanges. Coinbase Pro are doing some selling. You flick through the other exchanges, but the main aggressor, like we've just seen, if it'll load up, a little bit of volatility, so data's maybe lagging a little bit. Nice 15-minute candle, 5-minute candle, should I say. So you're in that supply zone. Where's the main supply coming from? It's coming from perps, all right? So that is what you do, okay? You're in a supply zone, supply, demand, supply, demand. Who is doing the selling? Binance perps were doing all the selling yesterday, and it was absolutely horrific, wasn't it? Okay, so here we are right now. Let's have a look at what we can foresee then. Already hitting a little bit of spot supply there on the old Binance spot, so hitting some spot supply. I'm on a 5 minute, so we'll keep an eye on that. But levels right here, right now, you could get a little bit of a rise up today, but I certainly wouldn't chase this sort of candle. Your risk reward is down at those wicks there, and you're only half an hour to an hour within the Euro session, aren't you? Okay, so we'll watch this volatility and see what happens. All right, TL perp, Sin says TL perp. On are you looking at, you're back on your 30-second charts or something, aren't you? Yeah, it's gonna lag to load a little bit here. Yeah, I can't see it on mine, to be honest. So what we'll do is we'll have a look at the top levels. Let's have a look then. 5 minute I'll go to. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot here. You did have a level capping price there at 95. The trouble with trying to play levels like that is you need, for me, I like to see selling on those levels like we had back here yesterday. I like to see selling on those levels. So you could quite easily rise up today, strike 88, and then get another rotation down. Okay, so if anyone's looking for that, I would look up at 88k and then see if you get any more supply in that zone. If not, 84 ratio on spot right now, yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to this is just taking out the Euro session late shorts that are playing shorts in this crab action here, and it wouldn't surprise me if you just rotate back down from this, but we'll see what happens, okay? But nearest levels, there we go. Your nearest top levels, okay, so I'd watch it if you're in no trade. Yeah, watch, see if we rise up here, unless you get aggressive selling on this right now. As I say, you've taken all these highs here. But your nearest top level, let's just call it what it is and what we see in the data, 88k there, okay? And then you've got a few big top levels here, okay? But then these are quite small, to be honest. Your biggest levels are right down here at that 70, 71k. And, you know, that could take time to get down there. I'm not going to call it out and say that is where we are going right here, right now. You know, maybe things change like we saw last week. Maybe the bid moves up. We'll see, okay, and you know, it could take another few days, could take another week to get down there, or unless Trump gives us some volatility news events, and then you'll go down there in the next 5 minutes. But those are your main levels to play, to be honest, okay, so Yeah, Binance ratios, a little bit of spot selling into this already, just on a 5-minute basis. No one else selling into it. Let's have a look at what a couple of the other exchanges are doing. So Coinbase Pro, they're ready. Okay, they're ready with bid. And the thing to be said is if you're looking at something like this, it's showing you that you're now coming into this demand zone. It doesn't mean to say that you can't go and fill all this bid and fill some of these levels. Okay, so that's what I'd certainly be looking for. Actually pushing this up a little bit, Coinbase Pro, and on USDT as well. Okay, Qcoin, not too much to see there. You guys keep me updated if there's anything happening in the news, any announcements or anything. Kraken, let's have a look at Kraken, bit of a messy chart from them there. Yeah, I mean, you're falling into these demand zones, and you can see it right here anyway. We did hit an aggregated 800 million buck depth on the bid side earlier, but you've got no... So everyone's preparing to buy the dip once again, like they were back here, here, and here, but no real decent levels, to be honest. I'd rather we did come back down and just, you know, just hit some of these top levels that we can see here. How will you decide to cut the swing short from it? Wouldn't be a swing short for me anyway. I mean, I class swing trades as days and, you know, for me, weeks. Swing positions are weeks, to be honest. You know, we're talking, we're mainly top day trades, and everybody's different. If you've executed well up there though, and you're holding a bit, which I advise you do, because it should be kind of a hedge position anyway. I would, yeah, I mean, really close. I can't remember who I said this to. I'm sure I said it to someone earlier, or did I say it on the video? I would close when you look at a potential swing long. To be honest, you know, price could volley up here. You know, maybe if you've executed really, really well up here at 94, where was it? Let's have a look. It was near 95, wasn't it, up here yesterday? If you've executed really, really well up there, and then you are shitting yourself because price suddenly moves like this, you need to chill, bro. I would say, because you've already got offers moving down even to 90k there. I think Bitcoin, for me personally, is a very relaxing asset to trade nowadays, and I've said this many, many times before. You only probably need to take 1 or 2 trades on Bitcoin a week. Yeah, there was last week's long that took a couple of nibbles, and then you finally got your reward on Sunday, when they scammed the market and pumped it up high, so that was really, really good. And then Sunday, I think into Sunday night was time to look for shorts and TP on those longs. I actually, full confession, I tried a short earlier on BTC in this sort of zone. I executed really, really well in there. Trying to relax on a Sunday, having a glass of vino and a Sunday lunch, got an instant reward there, got my stop in. And then we just carried on and blasted up, and I wasn't really prepared to lose any beauty sleep and try and attack this again. I like to watch the price action during the week, or not on a Monday, but easy invalidations here as you're hitting these supply zones again. But yeah, to answer your question, I would for me, now that, okay, this is the way I would put it, and I'm gonna have to show you a tiny bit of TA here, and then we'll move on to some other questions. And it's basically the fact that this is I'm on the daily chart there. Yeah, okay, so what you've done an absolute classic TA. So we've been trending up, let's just call it what it is. You've been trending up, okay? On the daily time frame, you've been ranging, right? I think this range has been absolutely brilliant to trade. You can see it on the 4 hour here as well. This range has been brilliant. If you're a range trader, you have been absolutely loving the last couple of months. I love trading ranges, but what you've done now is, here's a 4 hour, yeah? You were tinkering with breaking market structure a few times, but if you were following the order flow, you got real strong bid and we bounced up, okay? You're no longer in a range, right? You're no longer in a range. You've broke down, massive breakdown. It took a while to do, you know, a few days. You've broke down, you've come back, you've back tested that value area low of this range, and you've confirmed it as supply with massive resistance that we saw yesterday. Perp sellers have just said, no bueno, we are going down, and you're down, okay? So this you know, look at your 4 hour candle here. You know, if you've executed up here near 94, it's freaking miles away. Are you really going to close right now? I would, you know, maybe you take a bit of everyone's different. Maybe you take a bit of profit here, okay, and then just tighten that risk up. Make it a free trade if you want, because you've executed so well, and then let it ride. And I would say, and you know, just look at the daily chart here. Down, back test, down. Okay, I would, and let's just go back to the order flow quickly. I would certainly be inclined to hold a lot of that. And what I would do is, you know, you can look at these charts all day long and draw your horizontal levels, draw your TA. But what you're going to have to do now is, in these situations, is really watch the order flow. Okay, so you know, to call it like it is, what do we always want? We want over $1 billion aggregated bid depth. As we come down into some lows, you want top levels to be at least holding those positions with the good bid depth. You want perps on side as well. You want spot bidding, perps bidding, good bid depth. Okay, you want the liquidity chart right down. Okay, and if you know, cherry on the cake is obviously volume divs, bullish volume divergences, and everything else. Okay, and then you know, maybe that's a swing long position. Then you look at closing the short fully, but I don't think right here right now there's any reason to close that short fully. I would certainly hold a bit. Do we have time to look at your TradingView BTC charts, precisely the fib times? Fib times, Chris Max. You want to look at the old, the dark arts, the slithering arts of the Harry Potter world. Yeah, we can have a look at that. Would you long here? No, I wouldn't long here. FDJ, no, not at all. You know, if you've got a slight top level actually came in there. No, it's just not my style of trading. To do business in here. You know, look at where you've come from, look at where you are. Your nearest top level's 80k. This is just chop. If you're new to the stream, sorry if this bores anyone, but I've said it a million times. I never do business in these zones. Okay, I will never do business in there. I know everybody's seen it before. I'm really sorry. So you do business up here or you do business down there, and that is it. So yeah, you either add to your short a little bit higher or wait for a little bit lower, and that is it. You know, it can look, in these kind of times, it looks very inviting, doesn't it? And that's exactly how people get trapped. You know, this could just float up a little bit more, people hold it, and then just quickly it could just reverse down. You don't want to get, for me personally, you don't want to get involved in these areas. You want to do business in and around your top levels here. All right, guys. So yeah, right here, right now, as I say, we are going to concentrate on BTC. I think, quick look at Sol and ETH though. Okay, so Sol was coming down to a level. It was on spot, I think. Yeah, a couple of levels on Sol, but again, yeah, I'm not seeing everything I want to. I'm not seeing everything I want to. And ETH as well. Don't know why that's not an auto. ETH, you know, you want this. So, you know, like right now, right? So you could look at ETH here and go, oh, wow, this looks amazing. We're pumping. I'm going to long right here, right now. But your risk reward is shit, because really you want to do business here. Yeah. You want to be doing business in here and executing around these top levels, basically. So that is where you want to do business. You know, if you're an absolute sharpshooting sniper and you got in on that wick, then I guess your risk reward is quite good. Okay, if you like these US sessions where you dive bomb down, you get a bid and then you float up, that's good. But for me, right here, right now, in this kind of price action, no, I don't get involved in this sort of price action. I'd rather just sit and wait until there is free money offered. Or what is it, the old saying, it's like a game of poker, isn't it, where you're presented with a hand, and you know, you don't have to play that hand here. You don't have to play this hand dealt to you here. You know, you just don't have to play it. Just wait, just chill out, I would say. Clear as the Maldives water. Yeah. Right, what do I need to go over then? Yeah, we can have a look at fib time in a sec. Let's just see if there's anything else we need to concentrate in the order flow. Let's have a look at volume then. Let's have a look at some of the other stuff. But yeah, for a bit of clarity, right here, right now, nope, you're in a chop zone. Chill out, sit on your hands. You know, 89% of the time, this sounds like a right old classic trader thing to say, doesn't it? 89% of the time, sit on your hands, don't do anything. Wait for value lower, wait for good value offers higher if you're not in already. Okay, and chill out between then. Just please, and all you have to do is, I know I'm on a 5-minute, just look left, right? Just look left. Don't trade in this shit show here, okay? Right, volume, let's have a look at volume. I'm going to go to a 15-minute basis. Yeah, so volume really came off yesterday, as we can see. Really aggressive with that selling pressure from perps, so that is obvious. Just as everybody's trying to long the dip all the way down. Yeah, I mean, open interest is nuked, all right? So open interest is absolutely nuked. I'm not going to say it's all-time lows or anything, but it is pretty nuked. Volume up a little bit. So again, I'd look for the usual recipe. A double bottom at CME gap. Maybe double bottom at CME gap somewhere down here, okay, while building these bullish divergences, because they are only just building, okay. It doesn't mean that price is going to go up because volume's going up. Open interest is pretty static, so I don't think, I'd have to have a look at a bit more. I don't think we've particularly got a load of new longs opening right here, right now. This volatility could be from shorts closing, you know, okay. So not much data to show right here, right now, okay. You want them bullish divergences into lows, really. So a double bottom here or another low down there. One thing to have a look at is the liquidity chart on higher time frames. Let's just go to a 4-hour. That rocket worked nice, didn't it? New alert from myself. I can share that if anybody wants it. These hammers here, I have actually tweaked the alert. If I go to perps, I'll show you. There you go. Okay, so that is my liquidity RSI metric alert. I can share that if anybody wants it. Nice rocket up on that one. Nice rocket up on that one. Not trade entry stuff, okay? Not trade entry stuff, but nice for a squeeze, isn't it? Squeeze. Really good. So yeah, let us know if anybody wants that. I can share it in the chat. Right, 4-hour time frame, then I'll jump back to the questions in a second. Right, one thing to say is, and the OGs will know what I'm going to say, is that basically this liquidity is coming down now, okay? So we had the big rise up over the weekend, a load of shit, Trump pump, like the Xi candle, isn't it? We've had it a few times a year, hasn't we? All bar pattern down, but liquidity is coming down now. So order books are getting wiped out. Okay, as traders are battling for position, spot order books are getting wiped out because there's been a load sold, and that open interest RSI is now coming down nice. Okay, so no, I don't particularly want a long here. I'd rather see a little bit more juice in the books, but if we start to make more lows, and okay, you know, yes, Nick's got his eye on 71.70. Don't know if we're going to get there anytime soon. But if we start to see some lows with the bullish volume divergences, can't even speak, I need a few more coffees, $1 billion aggregated bid depth, okay, nice top level support and price. Looking at this on a higher time frame as well, okay, go check out the Liquidity King video if you haven't seen it already in the playlist. This is potentially going to give you a bigger push up, okay, if we carry on clearing the books like this, okay. That's just what I wanted to say. So let's have a look at the old charts and see what BTC is doing. Yeah, not a lot. So one thing to say is your offers have cleared from perps, okay. Your offers have cleared from perps. I think now, and I don't particularly like to call it manipulation, because I don't give a shit about any of that stuff, market makers and all that rubbish, because we, you know, if you've got any friends that say, oh, market makers are hunting me and blah 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 and all that shit, they're fucking not. Right, you need a better entry, basically. If you've got the data that we have presented in here, you will soon not be talking about market makers, manipulation, blah 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 blah, because you can see exactly what is going on. All right, so one thing to be said is the perps pressure is off now. You can see this entity here just said, yeah, okay, fine, I've had enough. We're in the 12th round. They look like they're about to get knocked out. But one thing to say is you need some, if you're expecting a push from here, you need that dynamic bid to step in under price. How does price move? Okay, so you might get a bit of market bid here. But like I say, I still think we need to dive bomb a little bit lower. Okay, and just fill some of that bid. Let me check the chat. Bolt Transport says his DCA. Yeah, good on you. Good on you. So is I hope you're getting better entries than Mr. Sailor is getting, and Eric Trump, because they're all seem to be buying highs. I wish they would get some traders on their side. Yeah, I can share that alert. No problemo. As I say, I might tweak it a little bit. Okay, I might tweak it a little bit, but that long side squeeze has been pretty good, and it's basically, it's ooh, that looks very technical and nice, doesn't it? It's based on the RSI metrics and open interest and stuff, really. So yeah, let me copy that. Have a tweak of it yourself as well, because you might be able to improve it. Which we always like, you know. Same with these templates, same with the alerts. If anybody, you know, jumps in and you know, improves any of this stuff, you know, please share it. There's a few that I'm working on. The other one that I'm working on at the minute that worked quite well, where was it? Over here. But I need to refine a little bit. You see these cogs? These are based on the deltas. Okay, so I know you kids love a delta, don't you? Just like a couple of years ago when all the crypto nerds discovered CVDs. Everybody loves delta now. So I've got a template for deltas, and I've set an alert for deltas as well, so I can share this one. No, I tell you what, I'm not going to share this one yet. Because I need to refine it. So you're going to have to join the socials or join us on the next live. I need to refine this one slightly. It's basically based on the open interest with the volume, okay, with the order book aggregation, depth, delta as well, okay. And obviously what we like to see is certain parameters hit for the sell side, okay, sell side. Let me go, oh, actually I'm on a 5 bloody minute there, yeah. So you can see that I need to refine it. Okay, so I'm gonna up the parameters slightly. You can see it called it quite nice up here, along with the BTC diamond shorts, but I need to just refine it. All right, so I will share that in the socials when it's done. Let me go back. What's BTC doing? 15 minute. Let me go to a 5 minute. Chopping you up, absolutely chopping you up. No direction implied here at all, and this is why I hate the first hour or half an hour of the US session, to be honest. That kind of candle there will get people who are inexperienced long, and then they sit here for the next half an hour shitting themselves, wondering where price is going, and you shouldn't be wondering. You should be long at demand and short at supply. It can be, it's not psychologically as easy and mentally as easily for us, but it can be as easy as that. And can we talk about the question about OBD and top level discussed just now with Morpheus in Discord? Let me have a look what was said. Let me have a quick look. Let me go to Discord. I could pull it up on the stream here. But it was in our private chat, wasn't it? Let me just read it. And really, you touched on something that was focused on a long time, which is how to weigh the importance and reliability of the OBD, order book depth, and TL. I found that usually the order book depth often exists in the same direction as a TL, but there are times when they are spread out in the top and bottom, such as the case with the Binance pair right now with top level. Again, on top, OBD 2.5% away or more, the bottom are greater than 30%. You said that based on your experience you would pay more attention to top level. I was wondering why there is a situation where OBD and top level are distributed on both sides of the price, and why top level would be more accurate, and what is the reason for that. I'm gonna have to gloss over that a little bit, I guess. I maybe need to read that again, and I don't really want to do it on stream. I think what we're talking about is, okay, I might be able to answer it really, really quickly. Sometimes you will get a top level. Okay, so these are your top levels, right? Really, really quickly, why do we call them top levels? Or why do the geniuses at TRDR, the trader guys, call them top levels? They call them top levels and not just order blocks or resting limit order, which is, you know, in actual fact they are. And I think it's a good thing to call them top levels, right? We're calling them top levels because they are the biggest levels, the top levels, okay, in the order book at this time, yeah? So I like a 5 and a 15 minute chart, okay, to see where I am. I can see that 70k is the biggest, okay, and then yesterday 88k was the biggest, and bear with me, I'm going to get to the OBD in a second and why it's important at the top levels, yeah. Also swap, basically, these are the largest levels at this time. So that is why they are called nice reversal. Nice reversal. Come on, BitDog. Nuke to zero. Sorry, I don't mean to say that. If you're a trader, you'll be enjoying this price action, but I can understand some bag holders and believers are you winning, son? No. Okay, anyway. Right, let's move on. Max, I think DK said one of the last screen shares that the ask top level hit harder and more aggressive than bid top levels. What I've got, yeah, he's right. He's right. What I would, DK can probably explain that a lot better than me because it's his platform. But what you can say is that it's like, I don't want to bore anyone, so I'm not going to go into too much detail. I think DK is working on a little course for this actually. And you know me, I could go on for hours talking about this shit, but the sell side liquidity often, more often than not, and you will see for sure, can be more reactive, dynamic, and give you a better push on altcoins and on BTC when it's very, very aggressive. You know, you'll have seen that on Sol the last couple of days. You might look at some altcoins and they constantly look bid below, but they're just getting nuked. You know, they're not performing very well against the bid side. And it's the nature of crypto is that everyone's bullish all the time, aren't they? So more often than not, crypto traders, you know, buying at the wrong time, in the wrong place, and time and place is very important. They get nuked, they get used as liquidity, yeah? So, you know, top side, the ask top levels can hit harder, yeah, definitely. But look, what we're going to say here is, look, so summary, top levels at this time. If I suddenly went to a 1 minute chart here, okay, you're going to see a bit more going on. Okay, so you're looking at the top levels in this time frame. If I went to a 1 hour or even a 4 hour, okay, you're not going to see those little levels we just saw in a 1 minute because they aren't the top levels in this range I'm looking at on screen in this structure. Okay, so that is your top levels. Now, why is it important? Why is it important? And that's why we use this overlay. Okay, why is it important to see the top levels and then confluence of the bid-ask ratios in and around those top levels like here? Okay, so it's one thing like today, like this there was a top level here all day, okay, and you could have said it was at 95 there, yeah, you could have said, okay, I'm going to short and I'm just going to keep my stop above 95. What happened? Okay, what happened? They pull it, there's no offers on it. Okay, so in the ratios here, which are displayed on your chart, there's no offers on that top level. I've always said I like to see, if I'm going to play these areas, I like to see selling or buying on those levels, yeah? So it's one thing to say, yeah, okay, I'm going to use this as my top, and actually, you know, you probably haven't even got stopped out by now, but what you've got to appreciate, that level is now pulled, okay? We've ran up, we've just tapped that level. Potentially, you could even, you know, we're coming down now, but you could even go higher, okay? So what you really, really want to see is, I hope I'm answering this question. I might not be, but I just don't want to bore everyone too much on stream, is that you want to see these levels, okay? You want to see these levels, but you want to see bid on them as well, okay? Like this yesterday. You want to see like this. You want to see these top levels fill or hold these zones, okay? Now, yesterday when we were looking at this, or was it that one? Might have been that one, mightn't it? Yesterday, 88 or something. Yeah, I think it was that one. Yeah, it didn't hold, did it? I think it even got pulled there. But this is the kind of structure you want to look at. Obviously, the bid side is just getting destroyed at the minute. But if we go to the last longs over here, okay, it was a battle, wasn't it? It was a real battle, but you can see in the orange here, you've got the double diamonds. I know a lot of the guys executed really, really well in here. And then, again, you know, if you zoom in, pick your top levels, you're getting bid, okay, so you're getting big bid ratios on the top levels. Same here. Later on the Friday, I posted for the guys, I said, whoa, this is looking nice. This is, you know, if you've missed that last week, I would almost, yeah, my rocket came in here. I even said to Alexi, it's a bit untested, this alert. I'm not sure about it, but it played out. If you missed all that there, and I'll tell you what, I said this in the private chat, I'm almost inclined to do nothing. Right, I've got confirmation now. So you're missing out on this. You're missing it, but I would rather do that. And then I would rather see the data in here present me with dynamic bid, okay? Bid, dynamic bid, pushing up, okay? Someone has conviction in the market that this is going up further. So on Friday, I posted for the guys, I said, holy shit, yeah, this is looking good now. It's going up higher. And that was 83k, okay? For that one there, really, really easy, okay? You aim for that top level at the time, okay? These offers did come down, but you aim for that top level. This is how we play all day long. It can be this simple, okay? All day long. I hope that makes a little bit of sense anyway. But yeah, I thought that was a really, really good one on Friday. Fire and forget trade that. And even though they pulled that level going into the weekend, it was still a good risk reward trade, okay? And then obviously we went up a little bit higher and you didn't get invalidated. We're 85k there on Sunday, so you were longing down there at 83. So look at that. I mean, even if you missed those lows last week, get your stop in, we move up, we float up. You could even tighten that stop if you're so way inclined, make it a break-even trade. Okay, float up all weekend. You need to get used to weekends looking like this. It's just the way it's going to be now as you've given the bankers all your coins and BlackRock and everybody. It's going to trade a little bit more like equities now, isn't it? And you got your reward. You absolutely got your reward. I don't think there was any reason to short Bitcoin over the weekend in this section until you started blasting up. So yeah, top levels, work with them in and around the bid ask. I hope that makes sense. Yeah, I can't go too much into detail on that question. I might have to reread it a little bit later. So tell me if I've completely not answered that. Let me just read Ty's again. Can we talk about the question about OBD and top level discussed just now in Morpheus and Discord? Yeah. So yeah, and the thing to say about that is we might have been looking at this, for instance. So you can see that you've got depth of book. Okay, so we're looking at one market here, Binance Perps. Yeah, Binance Perps. We've got depth of book. This comes in confluence with your widget here. Okay, as I've said before, sometimes I don't even look at the overlays. To be honest, I could personally have that open all day long. And like Neo in the Matrix, I'm just watching these numbers here. Okay, you could just look at this. And in looking at this, okay, I'm instantly saying, okay, yeah, there's bid coming in, but where is it? It's actually 2.5 to 5% away with a bigger depth, 67 ratio on perps, which is really, really good. 5 to 10% away. What does that mean? Your nearest bid, so you could still drop, fill all those off bids, fill all those bids, 5 to 10% away, 5 to 10% away, dropping until you start to hit these bigger order blocks, yeah? And then that's where you want to look to do a bit of business, okay? I wouldn't suggest, for me personally, I wouldn't suggest just dropping limit orders in and around here, okay? This might be a juicy one. I think this is going to be generational value that we've had over the last year or so. You've got to say that. I wouldn't just drop limit orders in and around here. I tend to like to watch it come down. Do you then start to fill these ratios up? So that, 30 to 40 ratio on perps would be really, really good. Then I'd start to look and go, okay, you can almost foresee when our legendary BTC Diamond alert is going to kick in, and you'll see the guys in the socials say, I think we're going to get a diamond soon, and they know. And so what the guys might do is say, right, okay, so let's just imagine this level here. I'm going to draw on it. Just imagine this level's huge. Okay, let's imagine that is your biggest level. Yeah, that's your biggest level, right? It's not, but you know what I mean. So imagine this guy entity has gone right. I'm bidding there, and price looks like it wants to come down. Yeah. Then what you've got to do is look at your ratios. Okay, so these are people bidding. Yeah. So 1 to 2.5% away, we can see that Spot are already bidding on Binance. Okay, I like Binance, I like Coinbase Pro, and then anyone else in getting involved is great. But you want Binance, for me, you want Binance, Spot, and Perps involved. So price is coming down. Yeah. If this is your biggest level, say this is a huge level. Eric Trump's getting in. He's got his dad's credit card, he's going all in on Bitcoin. What some guys might do is, as price starts to fall, this is where you want to do business, yeah? So you might say to yourself, and this is, again, this isn't an area I particularly want to long because this is a small level. You might say to yourself, right, okay, I want to start bidding in here. So some guys will watch it just come down, then they might market order in a couple of executions depending on how volatile the market is. Some traders might start dropping some limit orders in. Yeah, some people might start dropping some limit orders in, however many it may be, into this section. So you get filled, and then you have your invalidation a little bit lower. Okay, and what you might get is you'll start to see this, and it's really nice to see it and gives you extra confidence when you're watching price drop, and then you see the ratio. You know that spot's already bid in 65 ratio 70, and then you'll see perps start to fill up in this section here. Okay, it's 22 at the minute. It's not amazing. You might see as price drops 30, then it hits a 40. Okay, 40 ratio and a 70. That'd be your BTC diamond. Everyone's saying, I think we're going to get a diamond. You do. You fill this area. Good risk reward trade. And that's how you do business in and around those levels, all right? But yeah, with that being said, no, that is, let me just get rid of all this. That is just an example, okay? But yeah, like you see now, the levels aren't massive, are they? The levels aren't. Small perps top level at 82. Is there? I can't see it. To be honest, I only like to work around the biggest levels. If there's a small top level, it's probably not even enough to move price, to be honest. Let's have a look. I don't know why that's not on auto. Yeah, God, my settings aren't even showing it up, to be honest. So it can't be that big. I try to only look at the best. I try and only look at the best data. What's the biggest level? What's the, when is it strong? Strong bidding, strong offers. So yeah, let's see what we get. I mean, you're basically back to the same price you were when we started. Okay, so if you were long in that, yeah, just don't chase green candles. Buy when we're dropping, buy the red. Let's have a look what spot's doing. Okay, so you've just hit a spot group alert, and you can see your ratios are coming in now with 920 million aggregated depth. So you could still get a little bit of a bounce today. Coinbase Pro not doing anything. They want a little bit lower. Yeah, I think really 80k is going to be your first level for any real bounce, to be honest. You can see that in a couple of exchanges. But yeah, there's not a lot here, is there? Not a lot here. Is volume kicking up? Let me go to 15 minute. I'm getting a good volume kick. Not really, not yet. Funding's down a little bit there. Let me go to a 1 hour and check the funding. Funding pretty neutral, open interest down. We have had some negative funding as we hit certain zones. Doesn't mean a lot though. You're now into the kind of price auction where you're gonna have to really dive down and hit some good levels, to be honest. Pablo, what was the difference between the two overlays? Sorry sir, I missed that question. Which ones? Two overlays? Which ones? Sorry, I missed that question. Let's see what BTC does. There's a bit of spot bid. I think as price drops, you're well within your rights to buy a little bit of spot. I think there's certainly more value to come. I don't think, like I've mentioned, this drop is over, especially when you've had confirmation of higher time frame. Range, breakdown, back test, and then roll over again, okay? So, Max, are you still in the house? Do you want us to quickly look at fib times? I can do that very, very quickly. It's quite boring, and I do have to say I'm no expert on any of that shit, that crystal ball shit. But if you still want me to have a look at that, give us a shout and we can have a look. But yeah, price dropping, bit of bid, but you can just see here. I mean, let me just refresh that quickly. Sometimes you just need to have a little bit of refresh, and the only reason for that is it's the console's trying to pull in all sorts of data. And when I've been flicking through the exchanges, I've been zooming in on a 5 minute, I've been zooming in on a 15 minute. You just get, and it actually might even be the fact that I'm just on Safari. Fabio, what do you think about Pi Network? Mate, I don't have a clue. I don't have a clue. I'm a humble trader, sir. I'm not gonna. I'm not. I can have a. I can have a look at it if you want. We'll have a look. Let's have a look. But I don't have a clue. Do you know 99.99% of alts, I don't really care about. I really, really don't, and I've not since like 2018. I used to hold a lot of alts back in 2018, but you know, since 21, 22, it's so much easier on the soul and the health just to trade in and out. You know, yes, try and get spot in value areas where you can. You know, yes, that's it. Right, Fibonacci time can be good to draw confluence in certain zones. Best on higher time frame, but higher time frame takes longer to play out. So we'll go over this very, very quickly if we can. Okay, so last fib time is one of your tools. Where the hell is it? I don't even know where it is. Trend based fib time. Okay, pull it. So for instance, let's see what we got from this, and I know exactly what I'm going to see anyway because I pulled it at the time. So 2021 8th of November top. Yes, Nick shorted that on a live stream. You're welcome. Didn't hold it all the way down to what we call the bottom. Okay, so weekly chart, but then you can do this on a daily chart. The lowest I do it is like a 4 hour. Okay, click once, click twice here. Don't matter which side of the candle, but just at your lows. Yeah, once, twice. Okay, and you know you get these pulls. Okay, and then what you could do is say that this is potentially the start of your move. Okay, this candle here, 26th of Jan 23. I'm sure we all remember that. I remember GCR calling out that as well and saying that we should be long. Up, bit of chop, down, up. Okay, and then you get the real expansions. That is as easy as it comes, really. If you're still a bit of a believer, what's our next pull? 16th of June 25. Oh, okay. And then really you want to pull it from nice kind of like trend. When you trend, for me, when your trend almost stops, so you could say, let's have a look, maybe I mean, where you pull them from is questionable. You know, it is questionable. Let me go to a daily time frame. I had some good ones on a daily time frame, to be honest. Let me get rid of that daily. So I think I had one. I think I had one last the other week because I said, oh, I think we're in for a bit of a move, but I can't remember where I pulled it from. And I always say when you pull them, it's kind of like direction not implied. It's a case of we're due a move. Okay, so fib time, fib trend based time, we're due a move, direction not implied. Where did I pull it from? Was it there? No, can't have been from there. Oh, that's extension, is it? You absolute noddy. You've got extension on. I can't remember where I pulled it from. It was one of these, and I was saying in the chat, I've got a fib time next week, and that was when we started dumping. Yeah, it might have been that one there. Might have been that one there. Let's have a look. So from top to bottom here, is that the one I've got pulled now? Yeah, that's the one I've got pulled now. So yeah, so what I would say is I don't know, this is the way I would play it. So we've got what potentially some people would say is a low there, or the price is hella coming back down now. I would almost play this as in, on a daily time frame, it's obviously going to go forever, isn't it? You're going right into June there, right? 2025. But on a daily time frame, I would almost play this as when you potentially get the low, you want to drop your fib time. Then what you're potentially going to do is auction those lows for a while and then get your first initial push up. Okay, so for instance, if we're pulling if this is the low now and we're in March already, okay, you've got potential to chop around here for the next couple of weeks, which will actually tear everybody to the bits. And then you've got potential at the end of March to then start your next expansion, whichever way that may be. Okay, so I would say maybe you, and this is all crystal ball voodoo shit, and as I say, I'm no expert on this stuff, but maybe you chop down, okay, maybe you get some kind of expansion up. Maybe this zone is your next expansion down in that time frame, okay? No direction implied. or is it down? Okay, fill this zone. Maybe you have to pull the fib time down here because you get a little bit lower. That then changes this, and then this is your expansion up. Okay, and then I'd look for that one. Okay, then down, and if anyone's into wave patterns, you know, and so on and so forth, that is how I would pull that, if it makes sense. And then again, I did have one. I've got two on there, haven't I? Let me just get rid of one. And then again, on the 4 hour, where did I have the 4 hour pulled from the other day? And it called it brilliantly. I'm going to have to hold that. So you're in the range. Where did I pull it from? Fib time. It might have been from that low there, just to that top. What am I doing? Nick hasn't had his full quota of coffee today. Are we still coming down? Yeah, it's nuking down, isn't it? 821,835. Good. Carry on amongst yourselves while I pull this. Trend base fib time. So I might have pulled it just a short one from there to there. No, I can't remember where it was from. I had a real good one pulled. I dropped it in the chat. Someone would have to go and find it in the chat for me. Yeah, you want them from the lows. Might be in that. So that's the sort of thing I would do. You know, high to low. Do you get some kind of confirmation here or that low there? Yeah, it might have been that point there. I can't remember. But again, you know, even on a 4 hour, you're coming into the 16th of March there. I'm probably boring everyone on the stream here. So if you're in the Discord chat, I'll go into it a little bit more detail in there, to be honest. I feel under pressure now. And again, on the 4 hour, like here, I would almost say you've got your high there. That was a real nasty one, wasn't it? The other week, really good one, that, wasn't it? And then if this isn't the low, I would then drop it wherever the low comes. But say that is the low now for this move, I would drop it here. Yeah, just on a 4 hour, and then, you know, it kind of almost suggests the conclusion of this move in the coming days with a possible expansion up, and then the conclusion of this move towards the 17th of March on the 4th. But that's saying that this is the low at 78, which I'm not sure it is. So I'd rather see where this 4 hour candle goes and then drop it maybe from that one. Because that's really the start of the move, isn't it? This is the back test. And then I'd see where that lies. I'd drop it on a daily chart as well. To be honest, I would drop it on a daily chart. So you want to be going weekly, really. But again, let's have a look at what I've got on a weekly. Sorry if I'm boring everyone, but I don't have one pulled here. So I'd maybe go from this low here, because what you had is you had your range, you trend up, then you had a range, and then you trended up again. So I'd almost go from this point here to that. I'd then go to the main high, to be honest, and see where that falls. And actually, I'm going to keep that on. So I would say, and where does that land? I would say on a weekly, we're probably not going to resolve this. And this is absolute pure crystal ball. You get your wave patterns out and all that shit. You know, I look at this, and it does, more often than not, I've found over the last few years of using this, draw some confluence when we come to these, in what I'd call them, is inflection points. You know, inflection points. Then look at the bid ask. Okay, look at the bid ask, look at the order flow on lower time frames. I would say we're in for downside pretty much into, looking at this, right, we'll have to look back and fact check me on this. You could be, on a weekly chart, you could be very much in for more downside into this 70k level there. Okay, so that's nice confluence, isn't it? Okay, so work on a higher time frame, draw this confluence. Okay, I've got that at 70k at the minute, 71 from that weekly candle, because I can see those levels in the order flow. In reality, we've got that weekly chart, that weekly there, that we're, you know, you're on the verge of coming down, but there's only one, you know, one open close there. You could then say there at 68, but again, because we know there's those top levels there, I'm just going to keep this line here. So maybe do we have more downside into Q2 of the financial year into this zone? Yes, Nick's got a Livermore funnel. drawn on his weekly chart on Bitcoin. That would make sense looking at this weekly chart now, I think. I'm not sure. Okay, so that could be your inflection point. So end of April into May. Maybe we have downside right into May. So I'm going to leave that as it is. Yeah. Then daily chart. Again, I don't know if we've got that low yet. Okay, so I don't know if we've got that low yet. Where do I want to pull it from? Well, for a kickoff, we've got it from the high here to this low. But we really need to see this. We really kind of need to see a low here. At the minute, you're only 1, 2, 3, 4 days out, and already I've got another pull on the 0.618 fib time on the 2nd of May. Confluence with the weekly 5th of May, daily 0.618 2nd of May. Yeah, so that is looking nice on a higher time frame. This is why you need to be a patient trader. Okay, and then I don't think it's worth extending a 4 hour out further, because it would just look like the daily, because you'd be pulling it from this point here to this point here. And it's going to look exactly the same as the daily. Okay, so I'm going to leave the 4 hour just as this at the minute. So I hope that makes sense. Hope that's not bored anyone too much. What time is it? Is it bedtime? How long have I been? Is it bedtime yet? Right, what's going on then? What's going on? Yeah, so this is your first level that you might play. 8K. 8K might be a level we play over the coming hours, who's bidding it. So let's have a look at BTC and summarize then. Look, I can have a look at alts if you want, but really, what is this Pi network? What's the ticker, sir? What is the ticker, sir? Pi. Let's have a quick look for Fabio. Pi. Is it this one? Pi network. Yeah. Let me have a look at USDT. Have we got a Binance chart? No. Okay. Who have we got? A Bybit chart? Bybit. No. Okay. Who's the next biggest? Mexi, I guess. Pi network. Yeah, I mean, not bad. There's a few. It's fairly new, isn't it? There's a few charts that look like this. There are a few charts that look like this actually. That are newish. Yeah, it's not holding too bad, is it? Really, I guess. But I don't have a clue what it is. What is it? Pi network. Yeah, I mean, I'll take your word for it. It's currently, yeah, it's holding not bad, is it? It's in this kind of little range. I would think, yeah. Not sure. I'm certainly, and I don't mind saying this, I'm no expert on all the altcoins. You can even just see from my list here that I'm just trading the bigger ones, to be honest, at the minute. What we're looking at, CoinM. What are they saying? Let's have a look. CoinM, yeah, you've gone from supply. CoinM's so aggressive yesterday. So you have gone from supply. You're now in a demand zone. So, like always, I would say there's nothing wrong with a little bit of spot. Spot's very easy. But if you're a gun-slinging perpetuals derivatives trader, you just need to be a little bit more cautious, Bears are certainly in control, aren't they? Look at CoinM. Oh, Qcoin. Let's have a look. Oh, wow. Yeah, nasty shit. That is nasty shit, isn't it? Yeah, this guy or girl, they want out, don't they? I tell you what it looks like. Morpheus pointed out earlier. I think it was Morpheus. I can't remember. It was Mr. Monkey. Look at that. Someone really wanted out of Polkadot, but actually, to the bid side, it's not too bad actually. Dot. Really mad. There's some people wanting some exit liquidity, aren't they? To be honest. Yeah, where's Doffy? Let's wait and see what Doffy's. Doffy always front runs me. Always executes better and quicker than me. He's got a Nick algorithm. I'm sure he has. He front runs me. Pi network is all over YouTube ads feeds. A lot of oh right, okay, yeah. I don't want anything to do with that then. To be honest, yeah, I don't want anything to do with that. Absolute madness, isn't it? Right, shall we? Right, drop if you've got any more questions. We can certainly go over them today. As I say, I'm not going to look at too many alts because they are all going to follow BTC, to be honest. Let's have a look if Sol... Even the Sol chart has got a little bit messy. Sol tended to be a lot cleaner than this, especially on spot. Let me have a look at derivatives. Not too much. Let's have a look what ETH's doing then. ETH, again, you know, this is the place. If you're looking for a day trade scalp, you're going to be in pretty good risk reward here as ETH is at 2k. BTC looks like it might, you know, it might hold 80k for today, so it's certainly a good risk reward trade today. Your percentages on your risk reward are very, very tight here. You know, 2.53%. You want to work in this area. Right, quick look then at the other Trump coins. Why is ADA in it? Why is ADA in it? But I'm going to keep an eye on these because they might make for good trading over the coming months. So get them in your alerts. Get them in your alerts. And, you know, I don't hold any of these, but they might be good trades. Yeah, I mean, XRP, very volatile. Taking all that liquidity from the last 24 hours and reversing down. Not a good sign. Not a good sign, to be honest. BTC doing similar things that it did to yesterday, right? So let's summarize BTC. Look, you're back into a demand zone. The demand's not looking bad. Spot players are certainly getting involved here, but they have been getting involved for the past week or so, haven't they? Okay, so you well within your rights to look for a little day trade scalp up here, and you might get rewarded. We didn't get much of a reward yesterday, obviously. It's kind of like this zone, isn't it? Your biggest level at the time being 88k. Didn't get really rewarded, but very, very tight risk reward, okay? Even that zone there, look at that orange overlay there. You were hitting a 90 ratio in that zone. What does price do? Hardly gets a bounce. Offers come down, okay? This is something you do not want to see if you want a further expansion up on your trades. Offers are just still chasing down. Offers coming down, rotate down. Bears still in control in the aggregated depth. It takes us then to fall through these levels. You then start to build the depth, as you can see in the lower levels here. So yeah, if you're looking for a trade, unfortunately your invalidation is, you know, 8k at the minute. And again, don't put it right on that level and cut it if it's looking a bit shit and the bears continue to be aggressive. But you've probably got that on a couple of exchanges. Big depth on Coinbase Pro, but look at where the biggest bid is, 75k. Quite a light bid at 8k for them. And again, the ones you really, really want to be concentrating on is Binance Perps. And like I said earlier, yes, there's depth coming in, but it doesn't mean to say you can't fill all these depth. You want to be doing business for the best risk reward in and around these top levels here. All right, so for me, if these people want a bid, go and fill them. That's the way I always look at it. Go and fill them then if they want a bid. You know, volume, there's not too much edge in volume at the minute. You'd almost need to make some more lows and rebuild those bullish divergences like we had towards the end of last week. We built the bullish divergences all the way. Bears aren't going to make it easy for you here, right? We built them bullish divergences all the way into Friday. Then you finally got your long on Friday. We're going to have to build that again. So, you know, I think if you're very, very patient, you might get a little bit of a reward. Something else to say is, despite the fact that we are getting a bit of bid, so you got a bit of spot bid there, as you can see, it's had no effect really. If in doubt, okay, and I've said this again, and we always try and highlight this fact that if in doubt, set your alerts up, yeah? We haven't even had a BTC Diamond yet. You just had a group spot and you've rolled over. If in doubt, don't play in this area, wait for a BTC Diamond. And again, you know, the bears are still not going to make it easy for you. It took last week, I have to go to a 15-minute, last week, it took absolute wealth of double diamonds there, so double and triple ratios. At one point, what called the low was a triple ratio, so a triple band, as you can see there. Depth of bid, sellers have got no more powder, and up you go. It took absolute mega depth yesterday. Last week, what did we hit? 1.8 billion. Not sure I've seen that depth that high before. Okay, so nearly 2 billion depth. That's what it took to turn price last time. Maybe we don't get that again, okay, but you know, price is already trying to float down and attack that zone. But yeah, as I say, not much edging volume right here, right now. We need to build it again into this depth and then see what we get. Liquidity is coming down. If we get any more lows, that liquidity is probably going to nuke even further, which is good, you know, which is good. But based on the structure that we've looked at on the weekly, the daily, and that 4-hour time frame, you've broken down from higher time frame ranges in a higher time frame trend. You've back tested that range. It's failed. You've rolled over. Bears are still in control. Offers, look at this, offers. So even if you get a big pump today, offers are still coming in. Okay, maybe you should be favoring the short side trades maybe over the coming weeks. You know, it's fine to look for a long in these zones, but if you get a good bounce, okay, favor those short side trades, I would say, until you hit some really, really good resolution. And even then, you know, if you go lower and find value, fill some spot, okay, fill some spot, maybe have a little perps trade, but if you get a good bounce, hedge it, okay? You don't have to be aggressive and go all in, okay, 1000x pump fund shorts, okay, but hedge your position on any rises, okay, until you see one day it'll come, not sure when, but you'll get that bid, okay, you'll get that bid and there'll be nothing above, right? You'll just have nothing above. You'll have no offers and you just know that you're going to pop and go. And it's usually at the point as well when everybody starts shorting these lows as well. And then the data's just showing to us that we've got nothing there. So, you know, price is generally going to float back up. Right, so that is the summary for BTC. I don't think there's any reason to close, especially if you've executed up here in the 94, 95k region. When you see these, you know, these offers coming down, I don't think there's any reason to close that short yet at all, especially if you're short from even higher, okay? If anything, play a little day trade perps up, you know, so you're now hedging your short position with a little bit of a long. Maybe that's the way you want to play it. I'm a little bit more relaxed. I want to see a bit more of a deviation out of this zone for any longs, to be honest. I still think this is the crab zone. 15-minute chart here, this is still the crab zone. I'd rather long a little bit lower if we can get it. But yeah, join in the chats if you want us to go a little bit more into depth on the order book and the overlays. If I did misunderstand that question a little bit, we will do. I'll jump back into that question in the I think it was in the private section, wasn't it? Okay, so I will jump back into that section. But yeah, I mean, look, grab a link from below, get yourself some decent data. If you're not trading with this data, I can't help you. All right, if you're just trading, yeah, God, I'm not going to abuse any wonderful indicators that are out there that produce red and green dots and the like, and wave patterns and everything else. But yeah, you know, what % of your position do you usually hedge? Oh, tiny amounts, just tiny amounts. You know, the market moves so well. For me, 2% or something. You know, you don't have to put much on when the market's moving like this. Look at it. Absolute tiny amounts, you know, it moves so well, you know, and especially if you were, you know, you were inclined to say, where was Sol? Look at Sol up here on Sunday night. If anyone caught that, I didn't personally catch that. You know, if you were short on Sol, right, and you're getting 25% downside on your derivatives short hedge, that's huge. That's absolutely massive. You know, if you can execute up here with your edge, with your confluence, you know, you're going to have a job with BlackRock and Citigroup and Citadel in no time trading their crypto desks there. Yeah, tiny amounts, real tiny amounts on derivatives. You don't need to trade much at all. Right, join us in the Discord and the Telegrams then if you've got any more questions, but we'll leave it there. I'm still favouring shorts, even if we rise up. I'm not particularly bothered about leaning into any higher time frame long exposure yet. The bears have shown their hand with broken market structure. They are still very much in control. especially on perps. As you've seen, perps have lifted their offers, but yeah, don't get caught out in the chop here. And as I've said many times before, again, you know, sorry if I'm repeating these kind of things, but you had volatility on Sunday, you had volatility on Monday, which is a little bit unusual. I guess we've had volatility the last couple of weeks. Don't get caught up on then a subdued Tuesday where we just chop, and then maybe Wednesday is your next further expansion. Yeah, so don't always look at this price action and expect. I hate it when people go, yeah, well, this looks shit, so we're going to 70k now. Well, no, price needs to auction a little bit. Look left, look at where you are, and only do business in the outer edges. Yeah, only do business in the outer edges. Don't get caught in this. I'm going to call it retail. I know we're all retail. Don't get caught in this retail drop with expectation of a drop. Your edge comes from trading on the outskirts of these outer edges. All right, guys. So look, have a great day. No problem at all. Drop in the Discord and Telegram chats, whichever you favour. All right, if anyone's got any further questions, drop them in there, and we can go into a little bit more detail. But I hope everyone has a great week. I think we're still in for a great week of trading, and it's been a great couple of weeks of trading, hasn't it? Okay, so, you know, I feel sorry if you're a little bit of a bag holder and you're a little bit underwater. I can't really help you with that, to be honest, you know, but just trade your heart out with the data presented, and maybe you can hedge positions and probably make more money in trading than being a believer. All right, guys, we'll speak soon. Cheers.